Good afternoon, my friend. How are you this evening? Welcome to the webinar. This is Lakeisha Hamilton with Lush Profuse Rampant Group LLC. And I want to teach you guys today on how to influence others to live the lifestyle that they deserve through real estate investing. So I want to make sure you guys stick around to the end because I got a free gift for you guys to help you get into the real estate industry real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna just go ahead and jump right on in. I want to keep you I don't want to keep you no longer than 30 minutes. So what is Lush Profuse Rampant Group? I know some of you guys are wondering, where did she get that name from? How did that name come into fruition with real estate? Well, I just want to tell you guys, your spoken word is the physical manifestation of what you think. And I believe that whatever we say comes into existence. And we have to speak it into existence. So that's why I got Lush Profuse Rampant Group from. And I actually got this definition off of the internet. So Lush is growing very rich. And all of us want to grow very rich. Profuse is plentiful and abundant. And I want plenty of money. I want to live in abundance. And rampant is flourishing and spreading. And that's very self-explanatory. So that's why I named my company Lush Profuse Rampant Group. So if you guys see that see that name going around, you just know that's Lakeisha Hamilton. And plus, I want to stand out in the crowd. I actually teach my students in my training course about the importance of naming your company. See, it's easier for me to sell Lush Profuse Rampant Group than it is for me to sell Lakeisha Hamilton's real estate, company or something like that. Because it's harder to sell my name, but it's easier to sell Lush Profuse Rampant Group because, that's not associated with who I am. So, but I won't go too much into that right now. But I actually teach that in my real estate training course. So who is Lakeisha Hamilton? I know some of you, you know a lot of gurus out there, but you have probably never seen Lakeisha Hamilton, unless you associate with me on LinkedIn or Facebook, because I'm going live and I'm always on LinkedIn and any kind of social media platform. But I actually been in real estate for a little over 14 years. I started in 2002 and into 2008. I did not have a trainer or mentor or coach. So in 2008, when the market crashed, I sort of I freaked out. So I got out of real estate. But, real estate is my passion. I live it. I breathe it. So I eventually got back in it in 2011. But first and foremost, I'm a 38-year-old mother of 3 children. My son is 24. I have an 18-year-old daughter and I have a 14-year-old daughter. So yes, I have 2 kids that's out of school. They both graduated high school, and I have one that started 9th grade last year, this summer. So next year she'll be in the 10th grade. And I was born and raised in a small town outside Atlanta, 60 miles outside Atlanta, called Rome, Georgia. You guys may know what's the Atlanta Falcons guy name? Beasley. Yeah, Vic Beasley. He's actually from my hometown also. I'm also an entrepreneur, of course. And I'm a founder and CEO of LPR Group, which is Lush Profuse Rampant Group. And I'm also a creator and developer of Lush Real Estate Training Course. I actually launched my course last year in October the 14th, 2016, and I'm actually relaunching it this year because I actually added some more new things that actually help you guys out, especially the ones that starting off in real estate. And if you're a veteran in real estate, it's absolutely a plus for you and it'll put you on a fast pace to becoming who you want to be in the real estate industry. I'm also an author of Breakthrough: A Light in a Dark Place. I actually published that book 2011, and I know you guys see that I have a gap in between like 2008 and 2011. That those 2 years between 2008 and 2011, those were some rough years for me. And I want to just give you a brief history of who I am and where I come from, because I think it's very important to get to know who I am first. You know, I could teach you about real estate all day, but I want to let you know who I am and where I came from, and then it'll let you know that you can also you could do it too. And you never let your past define who you are or determine your success. So I'm Lakeisha Hamilton. I wrote a book in 2008. I actually took my money that I made as a bird dog and started a moving and cleaning business. And in that moving and cleaning business, I didn't have a trainer, I didn't have a coach or a mentor. I just jumped right in. You know, I had a lot of I had a lot of success at first. I had schools, I had doctor office, dentist. You know, I had a lot of different places that I was cleaning. But I was actually doing that work for myself. So it really affected my job and my performance. And so I actually failed at that business. I did it for a couple years, but I failed at that business. So I eventually had to go back to work. But before I went back to work, I actually I put my kids on the bus for the last time. It was in 2008. And I put them on the bus for the last time, and I went back upstairs. That was 2009, not 8, 2009. And I went back upstairs and to write out my suicide letter. I set my pills and my water on the table. I wanted my kids to know why I didn't want to live. No longer wanted to live anymore. And you know, I didn't want them to think it was because of them. I wanted them to know the reason why they want to be here. You know, because I felt like my kids was better off without me. And I proceeded to write my suicide letter. And by the time I raised up and, you know, just finished writing, I had written 10 pages back and front. So it was like 20 pages total. And, you know, it was just like a weight had lifted off of me. And I actually, I kept writing. Now, you know, I actually saw my kids that day. I did not take my life that day, and I just kept writing until in that suicide letter, what I called was suicide letter, but it turned it to my journal and later turned it to my book, Breakthrough: A Light in a Dark Place. So the reason why I didn't want to live anymore was because when I was 10 and a half, I turned 11 in November, but that summer, right before I turned 11 years old, my mom, she started, she didn't have a job, and she had an illness, and that illness was a drug addiction. And she didn't have a job, so she had to, you know, keep up with her addiction. So she did what she knew what was best, which was sell the 2 precious things that she had, and which was her 2 girls, my sister and I. My sister, she's older than me. My mom started selling her body to drug dealers when my sister was 9, and it happened to me when I was 10 and a half. So my sister's like a year and a half apart. We're a year and a half apart. And so, you know, it was just so much weighing on me. I didn't feel worthy. I felt useless, and it was just so much that had hit me all at once. And you know, I had been told all my life that I was gonna be just like my mom. I was gonna be on drugs. My kids were gonna do this. My kids were gonna do that. So, you know, and then, you know, I always try to escape that rat race, but I end up always going back to it. I just could not get. I couldn't escape it. So I just like, you know what? In order for me to break this spell that, you know, my family had on me, or what I had on my family, I just felt like I would just, you know, kill myself, and maybe I would actually break that spell, and so it wouldn't go to my kids. And, you know, when you're depressed, suicide is always, it seems like the only way out. So it really is a serious thing, and thank God that I didn't take my life that day. And I actually turned my suicide letter into a book, and I published it in 2011. So after I published my book, I actually jumped right back into real estate. That's my passion. I love it. So I only did what I love. And at that moment, when I started, I kept writing in that book for like 3 years. And what I learned was you cannot let your past define who you are or determine your success. So I made a decision. I made a covenant with God that, if He spare me, this last chance, I'll get it right. And I just been on the move since. I have had bad times, but now I lean on my own testimony, and I see what I went through back then, and I like, okay, whatever happened now, I know it's only for a moment, and I can get through this situation as well. And guys, that's how I came about being here today. I let my passion make me profits. If you don't know anything else and everything else failed, just go back to what you know. Real estate is what I know. And, real estate is my passion. I love it. So I had to, that was my escape, real estate, and I knew I would make a difference in this world and in somebody else's life, and not only in somebody else's life, but my children's life and my life as well, if I stuck with what I knew. So here I am today teaching you guys real estate. And so you already know a lot about me. So let me go ahead and teach you a little bit about what I do know about real estate. We're going to go ahead and jump into about wholesaling real estate. And by the time you finish this process, this webinar, you're going to understand the wholesale process. So I want you to take a good look at this picture right here. And these seller and buyer A are the two most important positions that you need to look at. And when you get through with this webinar, you'll understand this whole process. Okay. If this is your first time doing real estate, wholesaling real estate is the best option for you to get in, because it doesn't require any licenses at all, and it requires little to no capital. And I want to just tell you this. Okay, some of you probably already own a house right now. So you know that if you want to sell that house, you do not need a realtor, right? You can actually sell that house without a realtor, because your name is on that deed. Your name is on that contract. And that's the same way with wholesaling real estate. As long as you have equitable interest in that property and you put a down payment in on that property, you actually do what you want to do with that property. I know a lot of people, they ask, is wholesaling real estate, is it legal? You got to take certain steps to make it legal. I know I see a lot of people, and even today, and they do me the same way. They send me properties. Okay, I have this property, just came through my email today. The next slide will show you the steps to real estate wholesaling. And this is how I show you these steps, because this is how I started off. And if you're going to be a wholesaler, you're going to have to follow these steps. Step by step. You cannot just send a property out because somebody sent it to your email. That's illegal. You want to keep yourself out of court, and you don't want to be in jail paying big fines because you wholesaling illegally. So let's go ahead and proceed to the next slide. So these 8 steps of wholesaling real estate. The first thing you want to do, you want to spend time marketing for properties, right? You got to get the phone ring. You got to get these properties under contract. So you have to spend time marketing for properties. I actually have some more videos out there. You can actually find them on YouTube. And you can also sign up for 4 free videos that I actually spent time telling you guys how to find properties and find buyers and all of that. But once you do all of that, you're going to have to weed out your initial lead. You're going to get to the potential prospects. it's so many people out here saying that they're direct to the buyer, or they are the buyer, or they're the seller. You know, you're going to spend most of your time weeding out the good people from the bad people. And you'll have to do at least 100 deals before you get that one deal. So you'll have to have a lot of properties coming in every week. So you have to do a lot of different marketing. We won't get too far into marketing tonight, but we will spend time on marketing another time. But I did, you know, like I said, I have 4 videos that actually teach you how to find your buyers free of charge. And we'll go into marketing, Facebook ads, and all of that at another date in time. And so the third step you want to do, you want to complete your due diligence on that property. You want to arrange a meeting with that seller. So what you want to do is, when you find a property that you like, or let's just say a seller contacted you about a property that they have, if it's theirs or they have it on contract or they own it, you know, free and clear, or however you came about that property, you want to complete your due diligence on that. What I mean is, by due diligence, you want to make sure that you have somebody on that ground, or enough pictures that you can tell what kind of repairs need to be done. Give an estimate of repairs. You want to know the comps. You want to get your numbers right when you get that deal on the contract. Don't get a deal and then just shoot it out to your email list. Get that deal and do your due diligence, because you want to make sure that you're giving that buyer a right deal and you're not wasting that buyer's time. You don't want nobody to waste your time, so you don't want to waste nobody else's time. So, and word of mouth in this business, it goes really far. So you really need to, when you get a property in a contract, you want to be known as the deal closer, the deal maker. So you want to make sure those numbers right and that fit the buying criteria of that buyer that you're working with. And then you want to negotiate a price where you know you will be able to wholesale the property. You want to do this with the seller. You want to make sure that it's a win-win for the seller and the buyer. Don't hold out anything. You tell them what you're going to make out of the deal. And if you're making over $5,000, you might not need to tell them. You might need to do a double closing on that property. But that's on a whole nother video. And after that, you want to sign that contract, and then you want to put down a small deposit. And guys, remember I said put down a small deposit, not $10, but you put down a deposit on that property. You want to let that seller know that you're serious and that you're ready. When you get this property on the contract, you're ready to close. And you want to have an exit strategy in there as well. When you always get a property on the contract. Okay, then you want to market that property to your buyers list. And before we go to that next step, you have to be careful, because I have 600 people on my buyers list, but I only really market to 5 people. That's because a lot of people on my buyers list are also wholesalers. So, you know, if I send it out to 600 people, all the 600 people on my buyers list, you know what majority of them are going to do? They're going to send it out to their buyers list. So that creates a daisy chain. And then the deal is, you know, it's really over with, because, you know, it's like if you actually get a potential buyer, they'll never be able to get to the seller, because the chain is so long, they'll never get to you. So you got to be very careful. Just make sure you're dealing with 4 or 5 different people that you can actually send your properties to. And don't try to send them to everybody on your list. And the next step, you want to show that property to your prospect or to your buyer. You want to show that property to your buyer, make sure the numbers work out and everything. You want to sign that contract to the property to the highest for the highest price, but you don't want to be ridiculous with that price. You want to make sure it's a win-win for everybody. So if you wholesaling houses, you'll probably get between $5,000 and $25,000. You can get more, but it all depends on the deal. So you want to make sure it's a win-win for everybody, not just for you, but for everybody. And I'm going to show you another step. This is the old way that I used to do it. I'm about to show you a new way that you can do it. You got to roll the dice on this one. So if I could show you how to actually get the buyer first and then protect yourself at the end, would you roll the dice on that? Of course you would. So this step is called reverse wholesaling. It's also 8 steps, but on this one, we're doing a reverse. We're not finding the seller first. We're actually finding the buyer first. We market for buyers. And I believe in building relationships, guys. A lot of people out here, they actually get properties and, you know, they get clients. I love building relationships. So I'd rather get the buyer and sit down with that buyer and find out what that buying criteria is. And what I do then, I go and find a property for that buyer. See, I already got my money over there waiting. So I don't have a property with no money. You know, you understand? I have a buyer. We sat down, we built a relationship. And I got his buyer criteria, and I'm going out and look for his property. And you're gonna match that property up with that buyer's buying criteria. Oh, it's tongue twister. And then you're gonna put it on a contract. And you're gonna present it to that buyer. But before you do that, you want to go and file an affidavit at the courthouse. That's how you protect yourself. Because on most contracts, it lasts between 30 to 45 days. And the seller and the buyer can actually wait you out and go around you. So you want to make sure you file an affidavit memorandum at the courthouse. It only needs your signature, nobody else's signature. The buyer and seller doesn't need to know about it. But once you get that property in the contract, you want to go to the courthouse and you file the affidavit, and then you could then go and present that contract to that buyer, and you could close on that property. And that's the steps to wholesaling real estate. And it's backwards. You find the buyer first. You have to put the money down. So what I normally do is like, okay, if I had to put $1,000 earnest money down, right? I know I have to put this down for the seller. So I will ask for that. I will ask for $1,500 for the from the buyer, you know, of earnest money. So therefore they're putting it down, and then I'm actually getting $500 up front. So you found out how I started off in wholesaling real estate. You found out the 8 steps. When I found the seller first, and then I found the property. Then I found the buyer, and then I showed you how to do reverse wholesaling, where I found the buyer first. So, but what if I told you an easier way to do it? Even easier than finding the buyer first. Would you do it? All right, let's hit the easy button then. What I've come up with is a wholesaling kit. My developer actually contacted me, and he knew that I was in real estate, and he knew that I had my real estate course out. So he came up to me with a proposition and something that I couldn't refuse, and they actually developed a program for wholesalers, and it was perfect for my course. So of course I anything that'll help my students out, I'll go for it. So we actually teamed up, and I came up with the wholesaling kit. And what this does is this is the all-in-one solution you've been waiting for. I mean, it like gives you everything, and it'll dominate the local market, especially for the wholesalers. And this way, for the first time wholesalers that's actually starting out, I think this wholesaling kit. Well, no. I know this wholesaling kit is for people like you, because what you get is you get 2 websites. Okay, you get a seller lead opt-in page website. That means that if somebody wanna buy your property, sell their property, they upload their property to your website, whether it's an wholesaler or a seller. And then you got a lead, buyer lead opt-in page. And it's the same thing. Somebody want to buy a property, they can opt into your your website and they can find a property. And the best thing about this, guys, is like when the buyer comes into your website, and of course you have to do some marketing, but if the buyer comes to your website, all of the other properties that's loaded up in this system will actually load up on your website also. So therefore, they will actually, you could JV on those deals. So if somebody found a property on your website and your buyer saw that property, wanted to buy that property, you can actually do a joint venture, co-wholesaling, however you want to call it, and do a 50-50 split on that deal. And let's just say that you found a property and you're not used to marketing in it, and you're just starting out and you want everything as simple as possible. What you can do, make sure you get that property under contract before you upload it. And everybody that uploads the property into that system has that property under contract, so you will too. So you make sure you upload that property. Make sure you have that property under contract. Upload it into your website, and then it's like a deal syndicator. It'll actually upload that property to everybody in that community on that site, and everywhere else like Facebook. It's a lot of different things. So it's like a deal syndicator. So you don't have to do too much marketing. The only thing you have to do, make sure you have it on a contract, upload it on your website, and voila. And then everything is set up for you. Once you sign up, everything is good to go. Only thing you have to do is upload the property and wait. And if you don't want to upload the property, you can go into your website, see who else has some properties, and you don't want to go out. Let's say you don't have a car. You don't want to go out. You have properties up there in that wholesaling kit that you can actually get under contract and you can wholesale to other people. And then you can also get, this is the best thing about it, guys, you get a driving for dollars app. What this does, it saves you hours, even days of time, by quickly researching properties, and it actually saves your prospect's name and uploads the pictures and actually get the comps. So let's just say that you're riding down the street in the neighborhood and you saw this house that was vacant, right? And you knew that it was vacant, nobody lived there. So what you want to use, you see that house that met your buyer's buying criteria. So what you do is you can pull to the side, and you don't have to put that app on top of the house. You can actually just do it from the comfort of your own car, because you don't want to hold up your phone, because you bring suspicion to yourself, bring attention to yourself. And people get suspicious and wondering why you're around there. But you can actually do it in your car, and you can see who owns that property, and you can actually send out a yellow letter to that owner of that property. You can run the comps, you can run the owner's property research on that property. You can do everything. Everything is right there at your fingertips on that driving for dollars apps. And I know when I started, I drove for dollars, and when I was going out, I had to actually say the name of the property and what street it was on and number, before I took a picture, did a video, and I wrote it down, and I had to make sure that I had the right picture and the right number and all of that. And by the time I got home, I was tired because, I did like 20 properties, and it took me a long time. So this driving for dollars app, it'll save you a lot. Oh my God, it'll save you a lot of hours, even days. And you actually get comps instantly. You don't need a realtor or anything. And also another great feature on this is also the title search. If you have already did a property before, you know that they charge you over $200 to do a title search on a property, right? So why not have this tool, this wholesaling kit, and you already have your you do your title search, make sure it doesn't have any liens, the owner bankruptcy or whatever that will come up once the title company do their due diligence on that property, you want to go in there, knowing that you can close on that deal. See, a deal isn't done until the money's in the bank. But, it's a lot of things that occur during the title search and when they do their work. And you want to go in there with assurance. So that's why this kit is definitely for people that's, starting off in real estate. Because, a lot of people that's starting off don't have that much money to do, wholesaling and spending all of that different money. A lot of money on deals and losing that money. So go in that deal knowing that you're going to be able to close it from start to finish. So this is a great kit. And it's actually, you can read right here. You can share prospects with lenders, buyers, and other team members. And you can find owners' phone numbers, negotiate deals before your competition, which is a good thing. You can find valuable information about the property, like deed history, like I told you, liens, judgments, without needing a title company. And you can have all of this in seconds. And another great thing about this is on this process right here, I can be able to, let's just say you don't have the money to flip the contract. We can do a double. We can lend you the money. As long as you have a buyer, we can lend you the money. As long as you have a buyer and you purchase this wholesaling kit, we can lend you the money to close on that property. So this site comes with everything and it beats out the competition. Period, point blank. And also you can use this kit and do other services for other investors as well. So this kit is very, very, if you want to put a price on it, you couldn't. It's very important that you need this kit when you're starting off in real estate. And for veterans like myself, we definitely need it because I just want to cut my learning curve and I just don't want to spend so much time on doing what I used to do. So anything that's going to help me out and get me to that next level quicker, I'm all for it. So we offer services like I said earlier. I actually developed the e-course, and with no training, that value is $14.97. And I also sell a section of that e-course value for each section for $3.95. And if you want the training and this platform, I charge $1,500 down and $500 a month. If you want one-on-one coaching and you need somebody to hold your hand and hold you accountable, and I make your business my business, I normally charge between $1,000 to $5,000 for coaching programs. Joint venture never changes. It's 50-50 split on deals. And these services right here, when you go to a title company, it ranges between $100 to $250, right? I told you that. So we do transactional funding and skip tracing and everything, which is priceless. It is priceless. So with that wholesaling kit, what you get is the e-course, section of e-course, training and the platform, coaching, joint venture, and all the services and the systems. So you remember when I told you to stick around to the end, right? You get all of this, that toolkit, that essential toolkit that you need. You get all of this for $150 down and $150 a month. Everything for $150 down and $150 a month. The only thing you do not get is coaching. Because is you could get coached for $500, but that's not included in with the $150 down and $150 a month. The value for the coaching is $1,000 to $5,000. But when I make your business my business, you'll see why I still have to charge $500 for coaching. So let's do a recap. What you get with the e-course, you get, let me go back. What you get with the wholesaling kit, you get an e-course. You get sections of the e-course. If you don't want to take the whole 12-week course, you can take each section of it at your leisure. You get the training and the platform. The platform is where you get the websites and everything. You get the coaching. The coaching is $500 if you want the coaching. So you have to pay $500 down for that coaching. You get joint venture, of course, and you get the services. You get transactional funding. You get the two lead generating website, title search, skip tracing, profit search, deal syndicator, comp engine, drive for dollar apps, and much, much more. You get all of this for $150. You get $150 down and $150 a month. And I know the lines are open. So I know most of you guys should be going to lushrealestatecourse.com right now and signing up for this program, especially if you're new in this business. And if you don't want to get into real estate and you just want to just take one step at a time and just learn the process, go ahead and get this course. You take little sections at a time, or you can get this course and you can offer services to other investors just like myself. You can do title searches. A lot of people in real estate, they know how important it is to close that deal. And they know how scary it is when they go to that title company. Anything can happen. So let's go ahead, get them this service so they can eliminate a lot of that fear for them. You can do skip tracing for people. You can do property, I did property, but you can do property search for people. You can do comps for people. You can make, $5, $10, $25 per person, per property to help people out doing property searches. And if somebody have a deal on a contract, you can load it up in your website, do a deal syndicator, and do 50-50 on the deal. And if somebody doesn't have a realtor in their area, you can do a comp engine, do a comp search on them for like $10. So you can use this services. So right now, I should have at least 10 people logged on already to lushrealestateecourse.com. $150 down and $150 a month. And if you want the coaching program, all the thing you have to do is go to lushrealestatecourse.com and you can click on the coaching consultant. And so we can have a one-on-one. I really want to know where you want to be in this real estate industry. So, cause I will make your business my business. So you guys need to be at lushrealestatecourse.com. $150 down, $150 a month. And I'll go back so you guys can see what all you'll get. Except for the coaching. You get all of that in the wholesale real estate kit. You get the training on wholesaling, reverse wholesaling, however you want to do it. You get either training on either one of them. So the only thing you have to do is go to www.lushrealestatecourse.com and click on Get My Real Estate Kit. Or if you want coaching, you can go to www.lushrealestate.com and click on coaching, and I'll be more than happy to assist you. You sign up on the calendar and we can set up a time to talk one-on-one about your future in the real estate industry. I'm Lakeisha Hamilton. I am the owner and founder of Lush Real Estate Training Course, and I welcome all of you to the training program, and I thank all of you for taking out your time to be on this webinar. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at Lakeisha@lushrealestatetraining.com. That's Lakeisha, Lakeisha, at Lush, LUSH, realestatetraining.com. Or you could go ahead and register for the wholesale kit at lushrealestatecourse.com. $150 down, $150 a month. And you can also go to lushrealestatecourse.com to sign up for the coaching program. Until next time, I'm Lakeisha Hamilton, and I'll see you guys later.